Is Assassin's Creed Shadows worth a leap of faith? Hey, welcome to my channel everyone. I'm the globalcherry and today we'll discuss if Assassin's Creed Shadows is Ubisoft's last shot at redemption. Assassin's Creed Shadows is one of Ubisoft's biggest investments and one of its most criticized titles. Even the Japanese government didn't want to work in the dark to serve the light, but I approached the game with an open mind. Knowing exactly what to expect as a longtime Assassin's Creed player, I figured this game would be a shadow of its predecessors, especially with so many original developers gone. Yet I held on to a sliver of hope that maybe it could be good. Set in Japan's 16th century Sengoku era, the millennia-old war between the Assassins and Templars rages on, told through the eyes of two distinct warriors, the shinobi Naoe and the samurai Yasuke.
You are not a samurai.
The Japanese Brotherhood and the Templar Order are back, entangled in a story of pain, loss, and forgiveness. I've spent most of my time in the shadows as Naoe, though certain moments force me to step in the boots of Yasuke. Ubisoft Quebec isn't exactly known for crafting compelling stories, but how does Assassin's Creed Shadows stack up against the RPGs? Story-wise, I'd rank it almost on par with Odyssey, but better than Valhalla. Then again, anything would be better than Valhalla. That game had as much filler as One Piece. From what I've seen, Shadows doesn't seem to have a modern-day storyline. Instead, it's framed through the Animus Hub, where you interact with a mysterious being called the Guide before diving into the past.
You have been shaped by these past lives, honed into who you are today.
You're being lied to.
I know some fans love the modern-day segments, but personally, I had never found the Layla Hassan storyline compelling. Beyond the main narrative, you take on missions tied to Yasuke's and Naoe's personal stories, as well as various side quests that revolve around dismantling different enemy circles. The game's pacing stumbles at times, but the more I played, the more it grew on me. When it comes to combat, Naoe has an arsenal of 3 weapons: the katana, the kusarigama, and the tanto. I absolutely love the kusarigama. There's something incredibly satisfying about trapping enemies in its chains and cutting them down in a flurry of attacks.
You won't defeat us.
And the finishers are smooth, with one clean slice to take them out. The stealth mechanics of the assassin fantasy are well executed with Naoe. She can seamlessly dive into bushes, go prone, scale walls, and grapple with lightning speed. Beyond that, she's equipped with smoke bombs to blind enemies, allowing for silent assassinations, or the opportunity to take out targets from a distance with kunai. However, higher level samurai are more resistant to smoke and assassination attempts, making it necessary to adjust tactics.
Face me!
The smoke bombs too also have a reduced radius when thrown. I appreciate how some enemies are more aware and don't fall for the follow my whistle trick as easily, but my gripe lies in the fact that this behavior is based solely on their level. While the game offers an eagle vision mechanic, the design encourages you to rely on your own awareness, blending into the environment, and planning like a true assassin. Sure, the AI is your typical Ubisoft enemy, but they've been tweaked to be more sensitive to light and sound. I often have to disable lamps with my kunai to avoid detection. The rain masks my footsteps, making the guards lose sight of me, but I can't see them, and everything else. Time in this game is dynamic, and unlike Odyssey and Valhalla, you can't simply switch between day and night. This actually works in favor of the experience because in the shoes of an assassin, you can't just ask the universe to make your targets fall asleep. The world keeps moving on its own schedule, and you must adapt. As for the characters, what Naoe lacks, Yasuke has. I've seen him use a bow and deliver powerful Spartan kicks like Cassandra and Alexios. However, he doesn't have access to the same weapons, can't stealthily climb buildings, and lacks a grappling hook. They feel like very distinct characters, but Yasuke does not feel like an assassin. Given his imposing size, it's understandable that he wouldn't be suited for stealth. From what I've heard, Yasuke is a bit overpowered regardless of the weapon you give him, so recent Assassin's Creed fans might find his playstyle more engaging over traditional ones. You can play as either Naoe or Yasuke during missions, and there are certain story sequences where you'll be required to control both. The story itself begins with Naoe at the center, and many of the world's missions are more tailored to her set of skills. I really enjoy the moments when Yasuke and Naoe are together, sharing a moment of camaraderie, as this adds to the narrative. While Assassin's Creed Shadows doesn't feature the dramatic death confession scenes from Origins, it does add a unique touch to its assassinations. When you eliminate enemies, it creates a splatter effect that almost feels like a living painting. As for the graphics, Shadows shines with impressive visuals, which are well reflected in its RPG-style design. Initially, I found the world to be somewhat soulless at first, but once the seasons change dynamically, every region takes on its own personality and becomes more vibrant and alive. I also appreciate the game's large-scale design, from the sprawling castles to dense forests and lively towns. Yamazaki Castle in particular stood out to me during infiltrations with both Yasuke and Naoe. There's no tedious checklist of objectives in each castle or fortress, but you can acquire legendary gear by defeating Samurai Daisho. The transmog system is another great feature, allowing you to customize your gear's appearance so you don't end up looking like a randomized sim character. These castles and forts also contain supplies that you can use to build up your hideout, directly impacting your progression in the game. The League of the Hidden Blade provides some intriguing dialogue options with your allies, allowing you to strengthen them and even recruit more allies to your hideout. You can also romance them, though like in Odyssey and Valhalla, those options are fairly straightforward.
Life is short. Might as well embrace it.
You can also influence the fate of your allies. One quest I played involved Ganojo, a thief, and it gave me a deeper look into his motives and character. At the end, there's an influential choice that determines his outcome. You can also summon allies temporarily during combat to help you out during fights. This is different from Rise of the Ronin, where you select allies to accompany you throughout the entire story mission. In Shadows, it's up to you to find the right locations to complete your objectives based on the clues you're given. There aren't as many markers to guide you, but if you struggle, you can always send scouts to pinpoint the exact location. But to be honest, I find this feature to be a useless feature. Bamboo, wooden structures, and other fragile materials are destructible. However, what drove me crazy was the dense foliage when cutting through forests. Must get to the castle. Stop it! In Assassin's Creed Shadows, the side activities can feel somewhat repetitive, much like in other Assassin's Creed games, but few have significance to the story. One activity is Naoe's meditation practice, Kujikiri, where you meditate and glimpse into her past, unlocking quests diving deep into her backstory. Some side activities are unique to either Naoe or Yasuke, rewarding you with knowledge points that unlock new skills as you progress. Another memorable side activity is Sumi, where you paint creatures found throughout the map. As for assassination missions, they're far more nuanced than your typical Cult of Cosmos targets in Odyssey. Rather than just hunting down faceless enemies, you're pursuing individuals like samurai, or a sinister group that kidnaps children, leaving behind cryptic messages in the form of origami butterflies. What's more, you have the option to spare some of these characters. The mocap is solid, but the facial animations feel lackluster, and the English voice acting, well, it's bad.
So you won't tell me where it is? No. Then you're of no use to me at all.
Naoe's voice actress comes across as flat, like she's reading directly from a script. The NPCs don't fare much better. It almost sounds like the voice actors were either trying very hard to not sound racist, or are just struggling to deliver their lines. Some creators have suggested switching to immersive mode in Japanese. I think I'll give that a try when I go back to finish the game. Naoe's flips are a nice touch, but the parkour mechanics don't feel significantly better in this game. I think it has a lot to do with how the map is designed designed, certain areas make it difficult to stay on the rooftops since the buildings are spaced too far apart. On top of that, Yasuke's movement feels noticeably slower when it comes to parkour. On the plus side, I do enjoy the soundtrack, especially the tracks that play when enemies are chasing you. Although, some scenes are hard to take seriously with the hip-hop beats playing in the background. They really channeled Samurai Champloo during these. Shadows had launched in a highly competitive year for gaming, and the big question is, can this game redeem Ubisoft or is this their last shot at redemption? To be honest, I'd rate the game a 7.5, mostly because they forgot to include my boy Ezio and every assassin until Bayek in the main screen. The disrespect. Figlio d'Ungane. This game is decent, but it's not a masterpiece. This won't redeem Ubisoft, but they'll always find ways to stay afloat. Their franchise name alone generates revenue, so they're neither at a risk of bankruptcy, nor riding high enough to eliminate concerns within the company. They're kind of stuck in the gray area, and I feel like they'll be there for the long haul. Ubisoft has a ton of ambitious projects in the works, including the Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, so in that sense, they have plenty of opportunities to push more games. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. If you're interested in Shadows, I recommend waiting a few months for the price to drop by 50%, or to be free on the Xbox Game Pass. On Ubisoft Connect, I think it'll be around $17 right now. That is all for today. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos like these, and comment your thoughts below. Does this game redeem Ubisoft, or was it Ubisoft's last shot at redemption? Thank you for watching, and that's all.